when I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And soon the broken-hearted people living in the world will see they can be the answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they be free. They will have an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There awaits their answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until forever, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music, Mother Mary comforts me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be.
Welcome to this meditation. I invite you to make yourself comfortable in your seat. And we're going to take a deep breath together. You can close your eyes and just relax into your heart space. You can choose to let go of the mind, to let go of the worries, to let go of your day, to let go of the past, and to let go of the future, and allow yourself to relax into the present moment. And now we will just feel our feelings. Just accept which feelings are surrounding your heart chakra. Everything that's there, it's okay. We accept them and respect them and just allow them to be. We release judgment and guilt and shame. And we allow ourselves now to sink deeper into our hearts. And we will take another deep breath. And we will take another deep breath, and this time we will let go of all the feelings that are not in alignment with peace and love. And when we let all these feelings go and allowing ourselves to relax deeper in the core of our heart, where we are peace and love. Allow yourself to feel peaceful. Allow yourself to connect to that peace that you are. Allow yourself to be in peace. It is safe to be peaceful. Nothing has power over your peace. And from this state of peace, you can visualize with your third eye chakra the part of you that is in her or his divine self. Whatever image comes up, it's perfect. It's exactly the part you need to see right now. A part of you that is always in peace. A part of you that is always in connection with the divine. A part of you that feels respected, that respects her relationship with God in the first place. Look at this part of you. Look how is she or he feeling. Are they shining? Are they loving? Are they just in joy? This is you. This is your divine self. This is how God created you. This is how your twin flame sees you. And you can connect with this part of you and say, you are who I truly am. You am I, and I am you. I choose to respect your connection with God. I choose to respect you as my divine self. I choose to respect that I'm a child of God. And now you can hug this part of you and invite her into your heart. And you can always remember, this is who you are. This is your divine self. Just let this part of you sink into the core of your heart to remember always who you truly are. Now you can open your eyes and just stay in this peace. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, we hope that you enjoyed the meditation. We are Dylan and Hannah, and today we will be doing the card reading for the Sunday service. We're going to be using the deck Work Your Light Oracle Cards by Rebecca Campbell. This is a beautiful deck that we have greatly enjoyed.
And so we've pulled 3 cards already, and the first card that we pulled was Boundaries. And it says, where do you need to establish better boundaries? I think this has a lot to do with the sermon today and being able to respect your peace and also respect the boundaries of others. Setting boundaries, healthy boundaries within your life and with those people around you only allow you to experience life in a more fulfilling way and really allows you to come closer to God and yourself because you're setting yourself up in a space that is healthy and allows you to connect with God on a deeper level when you have boundaries established that keep your energy sacred to you and those that you allow to be in your life.
Yeah, and that it's safe to set boundaries. It is like you are a sacred being and your energy doesn't need to go to everyone. Always direct your energy inward first and place boundaries on areas where you feel your energy may be leaking. And in regards to, your twin flame union, you can set boundaries with your twin flame too. It's okay. Your twin flame and you are one, but you also deserve to have the boundaries within yourself, especially when you're in the separation phase and when you are healing separation. It's really powerful to set boundaries with your twin flame to show them what you deserve and what you will allow. And this really allows you to respect yourself, right? Like when you are setting boundaries, that's self-respect. That is respecting your energy, honoring your energy, and in turn respecting your twin flame and respecting God at the same time. And so the next card we have is Play. This is a great card. And it says on here, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. And yeah, I feel this is so on point for today's sermon because when you talk about respect, it may feel like, oh, so serious. You must respect your parents, respect your elders, respect. And yes, respect it's a serious subject. It is important to respect yourself. It is important to respect others. It is important to respect your twin flame's experience. But this doesn't mean you have to take everything so seriously, right? You don't ever have to take anything your twin flame is doing or those around you are doing personally, right? And so, I think this is really coming through to share with us, like, it's okay to just play. It's okay to enjoy your everyday life, to enjoy the gift of this life that you've been given. Really respect the fact that life is a gift and that your life is, it's like the most precious miracle of all time. Your creation is so unique and powerful, and really respect that. Respect who you are, who you were created to be in your essence.
Yeah, I think that covered that card. Good job. The last card that we pulled for you today is Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? I think this really grounds the energy of the reading and being able to take care of yourself and love yourself in ways that maybe you've always desired to, physically or mentally. Doing the mirror exercise is a great way to mother yourself, and really appreciating yourself for all that you are and learning how to take care of yourself in a way that is very respectful for you and your being and your aura, your energy. And this will allow the right people to be in your life, and this will show other people how you want to be perceived and how you want to be respected. If you can mother yourself and really treat yourself with the utmost respect and love and peace that everyone deserves.
Beautiful. Love it. Thank you guys so much for joining us for today's card reading. We hope that you enjoy the rest of today's Sunday service.
Welcome to this week's Sunday sermon. We are honored and happy to introduce the executive ministers for this sermon, Laurentiu and Alexandra. And today they share with us and will be talking with us about how to earn respect. How to earn respect from God, from yourself, from your twin flame, and just how to have respect in your life. And they also go over, like what is respect, so we can get clear on these things.
Yeah, so I guess to get you into the space of like this whole topic and everything like that, we can share stories about like our experiences with this, the lesson of like, respect and earning respect. I guess for me, one of the biggest lessons was respecting what God was telling me, what the love in my heart was telling me about like who I am,
Mm-hmm.
like with my gender identity. That's a big one, for the trans community and the LGBTQ community. You have to respect the love in your heart and respect yourself enough to say to yourself and to the world, I feel like this is who I am. And I'm going to live by that and trust that in my heart, because I just know what feels right and what's good.
It takes a lot of self-respect and a lot of courage, and just choosing to really honor yourself above all things. Nothing else really matters if you're not honoring who you are, who you've come to know yourself to be, and who God shares with you who you are. And that's a huge way to respect yourself, and also respecting God there too.
And if you're coming to this sermon as an LGBTQ person, I know that there could be some like wounding there, like religious wounding and stuff, or like because some religious practices are just like confused about God and stuff like that, and how God feels about us and like who we are. But God does respect you for who you really are and loves you there. In fact, my experience was when I came out the first time as a woman, I felt God and literally heard God speak to me about who I was, like God told me my name. It was very obvious that that's who was speaking to me, and that's what he was saying. And and it felt like, I also felt how God wasn't just masculine, but was also feminine too in that, which was cool. And how my femininity was divine, and that it was the truth of who I was. But then I was out for like a week and a half or so, and until I had someone who I respected as kind of a mother figure to me and looked up to, and trusted. But the problem was, I was caring more about and respecting like what she had to say, and also what other people had to say, more than I was respecting God, my relationship with God and myself, the love in my heart. So I kind of was like, okay, maybe what I experienced isn't legit, and I should just like go back on that and try to live the old way, so like trying to live right as a man and stuff, and also trying to go through with the career path that I had set myself to do, instead of doing what I felt in my heart was right for me. And so as you would expect, that didn't really go very well. It just didn't feel good, and I noticed that in myself. I noticed that I lost some respect for myself. In fact, I just felt like with others, that sense of like not being able to really meet them, because I wasn't really meeting myself within and respecting the conclusion I came to and the truth that I got from God about who I was. And so, I had that experience and that contrast, and it definitely, yeah, it made any deep relationships in my life and also my professional life very, very challenging, especially as a teacher. Because, like, you know, when you're dealing with kids, particularly teenagers, they can catch on to that, and they will respect someone who respects themselves and who respects love and life. And if you're not doing that, then kids can like mirror that to you, you know. So first it starts with yourself. But then when I started to respect myself and when I came out for the last time, you know, then I regained my self-respect like very, very quickly, and I started healing there, and I started to, I feel, you know, have way better relationships in my life and feel more at ease and at peace with myself and others, and also God, because I knew that God loved me for who I was, and I respected who God communicated I was. And so, yeah, it's a great lesson in how important it is to respect God and yourself, the love in your heart, even when other people who you might have invested a lot of respect into say, you know, something different than that. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
There.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Well, we hope that you enjoy this sermon. Please sit back, relax, and feel free to take it all in. And we'll see you after.
Hello everyone, I'm Laurentiu.
And I am Alexandra, and we'll be today's executive ministers for the Sunday sermon. So let us begin with our 3 opening ohms and with our opening prayer. As always, you can follow along in your heart or aloud. And now for our opening prayer.
I am the only child of God, forever part of Him. I am created by Him in perfection, and there I always remain. My mind is my sanctuary where I keep His holy creation sacred. I will only allow in His voice. I will only accept His word.
Today I will hear the word of God. I surrender myself to His teachings through His divine channel. I will honor what He has spoken and accept it as His will. I'll be obedient to His word, for this is my salvation. In Christ's name, Amen.
Now we can start with our subject. And today we thought to speak about how to earn respect. And how to earn respect with God, with yourself, with your twin flame, with everybody else. And starting first of all from understanding how to respect or what respect really is. Because if we don't know what respect is, we can't really know how to earn it.
Yeah, or how to relate with it, or how to know, like, do we have actually a problem? Are we experiencing this respect in our life? Yes or no? You know, we have to understand what respect is.
Yeah, exactly. And first of all, I'm gonna start with something that I really love from Jeff and Shaleia's book, and it is about in respect, you respect one's choices that they make. You respect the choice that your twin flame made. You respect the choices that you've made. You respect the choices of others, how they are. And that doesn't mean that you take them as your own, but you respect that. You kind of honor, okay, this is the choice that this person made. This is the choice that my twin flame made. And be okay with that. Because the moment you're kind of trying to deny that or being like, no, that's not okay, don't do that, like, stop that, and not look at the situation from like, okay, this is just a choice, then you're actually giving it more power than it should be. And you're actually focusing on it, and when you focus on it, you're giving it more energy, which makes it be more real for you. Which in truth, you're kind of disrespecting yourself in that moment by giving too much power to a choice that wasn't yours in the first place.
Exactly. And I think like that's the definition from Jeff and Shalea's book, Twin Flames, Finding Your Ultimate Lover. And kind of to prepare for the sermon, I look like what's like the normal or like the definition from the dictionary for like respect. And what I got, it was like a feeling of like, appreciation for somebody. You have like a warm, disposition towards them. It's also just kind of honoring and being, aware and being, having regard of somebody's, choices or well-being. And I think like something that kind of strikes me both with like Jeff and Shalea's definition and also with this definition is that you don't have to agree with something in order to offer it like respect. You just like understand, okay, that exists, and I think like you have like high respect, it's like when you have like that kind of warm fuzzy feelings about it. And I want to challenge you and see like, okay, how does respect feel to you? Maybe a little exercise that you can do is like think about somebody that you respect, and kind of how do you feel about it, and how do you feel about somebody that you do not respect, right? And kind of do like a comparison there a bit like in your feelings, just to kind of notice some differences in, again, just like as a vibration, as a vibe, so to say.
Yeah, and here like maybe there's like with that, maybe there's someone who didn't earn your respect, and that's okay. And this is what we're gonna go into, like how you earn someone's respect, how you earn your respect or God's respect. And something else to add up upon like Jeff and Shalea's definition that I felt like was really valuable was them saying that like it is as well about respecting God's choices in the situation, which a lot of times is disregarded or not listened to just because we don't see God physically, we don't have a physical sound voice to it, and it's more like an inner voice that we're having.
Something funny on my desk randomly. Okay, God. Yeah, it's basically respecting God through your life circumstances, right? So Jeff and Shaleia explain in the book that, for example, if you experience separation from your twin flame, you have to like respect that that's like where you're currently at, and that's like a choice that you're making somehow in your consciousness. And if you don't respect that, you can't really approach healing or changing it, right? And this is where a lot of people experience control, again, something that Jeff and Shaleia also talk about like in the book. And where they try to deny, that maybe that's their experience, or they try to fabricate something else, like, okay, maybe this is not what actually is happening, right? So that's like some ways in which you can, disrespect, actually God and His choices in your life, and how where you are currently, like in your journey with Him.
Yeah. So it's a really important piece to really respect that. And like when you come to this situation, and what I loved about what you said is like people go into control here, and I know like I remember like a situation as well in my life where I was not respecting that I wasn't somewhere where I wanted to be, and instead of me looking at the situation, I can grow into that. I was like, no, I need to be there. I have to be there. And that for me itself like came from a fear. I was afraid of like, oh, I had to be already there. So I wasn't feeling safe if I didn't thought of me being there. But I wasn't really respecting myself or respecting my experience by like not recognizing, well, I'm not yet there in that space. I haven't yet grown in that space to be where I expect myself to be. And the moment I kind of accepted myself, I really accepted myself there and where I'm at, I was able to grow. But if you don't accept yourself where you're at, you're not able to grow, and then you go into suffering. And that's where you don't respect yourself, because then you keep yourself more into a space of suffering rather than in a space of peace. Because we're moving through stuff. Everybody has things. Everybody has some kind of upsets that they're moving through. Some things that they want to improve. The faster we honor that we're experiencing something that we don't like, the faster we're able to get out of that. And the faster we're respecting ourselves and we earn our respect.
Exactly. And I think like we can kind of segue now into what we wanted to actually talk about, which is how to earn respect, right? Because we know that if you are experiencing some sort of disrespect and that upsets you, right, in any way, especially when it comes to your twin flame or your relationship with God, like that's where you have to see, okay, how can I heal this and how can I start earning respect? And I really like when I kind of went deeper into this, it's like you respect is something that you earn, and that's something that, you know, probably you read. If you were to Google respect, probably this is one of the easiest things that you'll find. And, you know, respect is earned, right? And I want to challenge you to think about what do you think it means for you to, for somebody to earn your respect, right? Because I think like when you get to understand yourself and get to understand what's important to you, you will, first of all, just get to know yourself better, which is amazing. But you'll also be able to kind of relate better with yourself, with your twin flame, with God, with others. And you'll start to like understand better, maybe just some patterns that are happening, like some kind of relationship dynamics, right? And I think like it's really important again to see, do you have maybe some misconceptions about what it means to earn somebody's respect or what respect actually is, right? Because I think one of the biggest traps that I see with respect is like, well, my twin flame is not agreeing with me on this topic, so they're disrespectful. I feel very disrespected, right? Well, like I just mentioned, this doesn't mean agreement, right? Necessarily. Yeah, there's a problem there. Obviously, there's like a block that you're experiencing when you don't have agreement with your twin flame, but it's not disrespect. You might feel disrespected, but, you know, let's take a step back. We don't have to agree, you know, to just be respectful and kind of cordial with one another, right? And this is why I wanted to, you know, again, challenge you to see, okay, how does it feel for you to respect somebody? And how do you feel when you feel kind of disrespectful towards somebody, right? How do you feel towards this kind of people? You know, take some like examples of somebody who you really appreciate and you respect, and somebody who you don't appreciate, maybe you don't respect at all, right? Draw this comparison in your feelings, because it's really important. I always, when I see like things when it comes to disrespect, it becomes kind of boils down to, you know, being like not regarding somebody's, like not taking into account somebody's like feelings or opinions, or being mean or rude, or, you know, usually when that kind of feeling of like disrespect, when I'm noticing with like studying it, I guess, is like it's very it's kind of like
Dismissive, you want to say?
Dismissive, but it comes from a point of like you feel kind of a bit disgusted, you know, be like, that's kind of like you when somebody's like not like when you feel like disrespect, because usually, again, let's just say, taking a very normal example, maybe you feel like a child is disrespectful if they're calling you names, right? Calling names, for example, is disrespectful. Well, what kind of feeling incites that action if it's not one of like complete, like, you don't like it, like you have like a very visceral feeling, I feel, when it comes to like being extremely disrespectful, right? So again, I think like I'm looking at the extremes just to be able to kind of like understand. Obviously, it's kind of nuanced, and sometimes you have like finer disrespect happening. But essentially, it was the feeling, was the attitude behind like a certain action, right? Because maybe somebody can say all the right words and still be disrespectful because they actually have like a very visceral, kind of hate, and not pleasant feelings about you, right? Or or you might feel like that about somebody. That's actually part of like, if you read about disrespect, it's the disrespect, it's that feeling that you have when you're about something, because yeah, I think you have something to say here. You had something to say, and I just needed to like kind of finish this idea. But yeah, go.
Yeah, I did have something to say, but I just let you just finish it because I felt
Thank
like
you.
So, just to continue from that, like there is a feeling about disrespect, but like one of the biggest pieces and how Jeff and Shia recommend to kind of go through in the teaching of union, it's by you first of all, if you have upsets, if you have feelings, if you feel disrespected and you feel bad about that, first of all, allow yourself to move through the healing piece. Allow yourself to address those feelings within yourself. Because you're not going to be able to have clarity if someone really disrespects you or not if you're not moving through that. An example of that was in the book about if your twin flame tells you that, hey, I don't like you anymore. And then you can be like very upset that, okay, my twin flame said that, and then you're like, okay, that's a disrespect, but that's not disrespect. It's actually like, if we are to look logically, it's respectful because then they're honest with you and actually they respect you enough to tell you how they feel. So in that moment, if you try to be to kind of judge them for that, or like to try to make them feel bad or try to change what they're said, that's actually disrespectful because you don't acknowledge that that's where they're at, and they may be having that experience, and that's okay. And it's not about you taking it as your own choice, but it's really respecting that that's what's happening. That's the experience of my twin flame. The twin flame said that they don't like me right now. That's perfect. From that point, you move through your feelings that you have, but then by them expressing, you allow that experience to kind of shift and change into a place that you actually know the truth. They actually like you at the core. It's not like they don't really like you, they experience not liking you. And that's the difference. The difference between an experience or the truth of the experience. And that's where you have to kind of go in order to be able to respect the situation, to see what's the truth of this situation. Does my twin flame really not like me? Does that make any logical sense? Well, it doesn't really make sense because my twin flame is supposed to be the person that likes me the most, that I like the most, and it's doesn't really come together like that. There's no logic behind that. So therefore I see, oh, you experienced not liking me. Okay, good. I'm moving through my feelings. You're moving through your feelings, and then we come to like each other.
Yeah, or you come to like a conclusion or some sort of understanding about what exactly is happening, right? Because again, if you have feelings about something, that's your responsibility and it's for you to move through, right? And you can control your twin flame's experience, right? If your twin flame is generally experiencing this situation, that's what's is happening, right? And you have to like let them have their experience as you just move through your own feelings about it, right? And this is where people can fall into control, where they'll be like, oh no, well, you're my twin flame, you should like me, you should like, I don't care that you don't say you don't like me, whatever, it's like, okay, I respect that you're having that experience. I know it's not the truth, and yeah, it's safe to like kind of look at this, right?
Yeah, it's safe to look at this and really heal this one, and this will help you to actually gain the respect of your twin flame, because imagining you or like your twin flame telling you something like that, and then you reacting to them, okay, I understand that that's what you experience. Within yourself, you're like, okay, that's not what I experience or what I choose here. I choose to, like myself. I choose to like my twin flame. And your twin flame, like in that moment, because you're like, okay, yeah, I honor that that's what you experience. And you can ask, okay, so why do you feel that way? And you have a conversation and you actually go into that and you actually care about what they have to say rather than try to control and put the piece that you want there to be, put the liking. And if you imagine that, how much respect do you think they're kind of like you're gaining in their eyes? Because they're like, oh wow, I could share this thing with my twin flame, and they were just open and just received me and just like accepted that I had that experience. I feel so loved there.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that's kind of it when it comes to your twin flame. And again, like the dynamic will be a bit different with other people because other people don't make the same choices as you. So if other people, are just want to be mean, you can put up a boundary and you don't have to like, accept that in any way in your reality, right? If people want to be disrespectful and that's a choice that they're making, you have to honor that choice and, respect that they're choosing to be disrespectful towards you or towards like, whatever, something that you care about. And put up a boundary, right? And this is essentially like kind of like the biggest lesson when it comes to somebody that's not your twin flame, right? Because maybe you can like educate people on how to like respect you. You can point it out, you can give lifelines in the relationship, but maybe at some point just like a boundary is needed. And a boundary is needed from the very beginning. Like you shouldn't tolerate, disrespect. Right?
But as we said earlier, you don't put a boundary just because you're upset. It's like, okay, my twin flame told me this, and then I'm going to put a boundary with you because you don't like me.
Or this person told me this.
Or this person, or this person told me this thing, and that's disrespectful. First of all, you have to allow yourself to move through the feelings to figure out if that person really disrespects you or not.
Yeah.
Because, good.
No, see.
Because like if they actually like don't disrespect you and you just put a boundary because you're upset about
you're triggered,
that, you're triggered by that, like then that's not really like respectful.
Yeah, exactly. So with that, I just feel to go into God, and to see, okay, I don't think there's a question that God like respects us, but if you do have like a feeling that God is disrespecting you, I invite you to just look at that, and heal, probably talk with somebody about it, right? Get clear what's happening there, but something that I feel with this is like, again, talking about earning respect, right? And you earn the respect by, again, like kind of honoring the choices of God in your life and honoring Him, So it's really important to look at your relationship with God here and see, okay, are you being respectful, and it's safe to acknowledge, if you're not. I think like we all kind of, do mistakes in our relationship with God, and God is a forgiving God. As long as, we realize how we're being, disrespectful in our relationship with God, we can always correct course. And to realize that, I don't think from my experience that we're consciously, hateful towards God, or, we don't want to, have anything to do with God. I think like if you're watching this sermon, probably you have like a lot of love for God. Otherwise, why would you even bother watching this, right? But it's important to see that it's are we really honoring God fully and completely? Are we honoring our situation? Are we honoring what God is showing us? Are we honoring what God is asking us to do? I heard like a really interesting story actually today, about, I'm not sure, a man for the Bible, and God told him to go in some city, and the man just went opposite direction from where that city was. But that because it wasn't like necessarily because he wanted to disrespect God, even if that was what was happening. He was just like having a fear, he was afraid to go in that city because it was kind of like a bad city. And I apologize for my very bad storytelling of this. But
It's good.
thank you. Yeah, it's safe to see, what you're actually doing, in your relationship with God, and see what are you doing to earn respect in your relationship with God. Are you a person that God can rely on? Are you a person that, God can feel safe having a relationship with you? I think like a lot of the time we not necessarily feel safe. I think like that's not the proper way to say it, but I hope you understand what I mean. I think a lot of the times we look like, oh, maybe I'm afraid of God, or I am angry with God, or I'm upset with God in any way, but we're not looking at the other side of the relationship of how does God feel about us, and what are we doing to, maintain a good relationship with God, right? And how are we earning God's respect in our life? What are we doing? Are we honoring what He's showing us? Yeah. So these are just, I guess, some things for you to meditate upon, to think about, to find like the answer for you, because it's a very personal thing.
And just to add something to this, it's that to earn God's respect here, you can ask Him like how He feels about you. How much do you actually spend asking God that? How much do you care about what God wants, what God feels about you, what God feels in general? Or are you just asking for God's stuff, for things from God? Because that's a way that, like people usually don't look as much to look for how does God feel? How does God think? What does God chooses? And when you do that, God can actually feel really good about you, because like, oh, He actually really cares about me, or she actually cares about me. She doesn't want just the things that I'm giving her. Because if you put it in perspective and look at God as a person, and look at having a relationship, like a physical relationship with that person, and you just go to that person and ask for things, the person might be okay, they love you unconditionally, so they're going to give you, but they're not going to really feel so good about you there, because you're only asking for things. You're not really asking, how are you? How have you been doing?
Yeah.
So like really look at this relationship, as Alexandra said, like really meditate on that, and really allow yourself to have conversations with God, so you can enjoy more trust and more respect in your relationship with God.
Exactly. And something here that I think like I don't want to skip on, I'm just going to touch upon, is like it's important to earn your own respect. And to feel like, how do you like respect yourself? Like if you were to just kind of like be an observer in your own life and watch what you do and how you carry yourself and how you think about yourself, do you actually like respect yourself? And if not, how can you increase that right now? It's gonna be very personal for you, but I think like that's something that you can work upon, like in a very practical way, and it can be very simple, like maybe going on a walk every day because that's something that you want to do, or honoring your commitments, or going deeper in your spiritual practice, or really diving deep in learning about something that you love. It can be anything, really. And this is why I wanted to encourage you to like feel how you feel about respect. What do you think like respect is for you? Go deeper with these pieces. So you can see ultimately go deeper into a relationship with God when it comes to respect, and then also go deeper in a relationship with yourself.
Yeah.
Because then your twin flame automatically is going to change when you change, and everybody else really is going to be also like influenced by how you shine for yourself and how you see yourself. Because I think like it's easier to earn the respect of another person than to earn your own respect. I think like we're our own harshest critics, and it's really important to look at that.
Yeah, because earning your respect has to come before earning others' respect. Because if you don't know how to respect yourself, you don't know what does that mean in another relationship. So you don't know how to respect another. And that can happen a lot. So another way that you can kind of deny yourself there, which if you do you can let that go, it's you feel you have an intuition about doing something, about taking care of yourself, about doing a certain activity that would help you, and then not doing it because of whatever reason. That's not earning your own respect.
So this is something to go deeper with if you feel called, for the next week. It's like how to earn your own respect deeper and how to relate to God in this space more, so you can earn His respect as well, to go deeper in that space. Yeah. Good. So let us close today's sermon with our closing prayer and our 3 closing ohms. As usual, you can follow along in your heart or aloud.
Father, I accept your word into my heart. I will honor your will in my life and will follow you without hesitation anywhere you ask. I know you guide me into your heart where I belong. I accept that you are everywhere and your teaching is in all things. God, I know you provide me clarity in this teaching of union, that I may be forever in union with you.
I accept that you are in me as you are in my brother. I will not deny my brother your word, and will share your teachings with him in any way you ask and only as you ask. For when I share my salvation with him, I fully claim my salvation and return to you with him. In Christ's name, Om. Amen.
Speaking this prayer in your heart means that you have accepted that you are on the path of awakening to your true divine nature. This is what it means to be a unionist. Follow the teaching of union with God wherever you find them and purify our consciousness into perfect union with your Creator.
And now for our 3 closing ohms. Thank you for joining us today. Have a wonderful Sunday and see you next time. Namaste.
See you next time.
Hey everyone, thank you for watching this sermon. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. What really stood out for me, or my favorite part of the sermon, was the exercise that Lau and Alex shared with us, to just have a conversation, talk with God, and ask, how does God feel about you and how do you feel about God? I think that's a really healing exercise, and you can definitely get clear on at least that, part of your relationship with God. So yeah, I really like that. I think that's a great idea, to, learn how to earn God's respect and to respect God just by like asking God and having that conversation with God. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also, I love the part about how, like, of course, like, God always respects you at the core, because at the core, well, God always respects your divine self, and who you truly are. God always respects the choices you're making too, and everything like that. And how, well, yeah, like the only thing that God doesn't respect, or that the only thing that you don't have to respect, is ego. And that's not real anyway, like that's an illusion.
Yeah.
So, like, if your relationship with God, like maybe in your relationship with God, maybe you're not respecting God in some way or something like that, or maybe you're not respecting yourself or things in your life, or maybe you are, but like either way, don't judge yourself, or let let go of guilt or shame about it, because the purpose of this exercise is not to make yourself feel bad. It's just to become aware of, like, where is your relationship with God at, and what are some places where you can heal and grow.
Right. It's about accepting yourself, just accepting yourself where you're at, like Lau and Alex shared, and being able to really just move from there then, because with that acceptance, then you can feel your feelings about everything, heal through it, and just grow from there.
Yeah. And I liked the part too about how you have to respect yourself to respect other people. Like, you can't, you might think that to respect someone else, you have to kind of like suppress your feelings. Like, let's say, I don't know, like if you have feelings that you feel like you shouldn't have toward anyone or anything, it's like respecting them means first you have to respect how you feel. And then you have to love yourself there where you need your love, and that's how you can then have respectful relationships with yourself and other people. So yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this sermon. Thank you for watching and joining us and being here with us. We're going to have the after church tea time talk. You can find that in the Unionism spiritual discussion group. And if you feel called, if this message resonated with you, please feel free to go to unionism.org, and there you can tithe or donate to the Church of Union to help us expand and share this message of the Church of Union.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful day, Sunday, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.